Good day. Hello, Denise and Maria. I had a feeling that I was only going to get the Europeans in on this one today. For those who are, I threw completely off with an early mass. I apologize. I probably, in hindsight, I could have left it at 9 o'clock and probably should have. I'm trying to be all things to all people, and you just can't do that. But in any case, thanks for being here. And for those who are watching later, that's fine. Welcome. We had just to take up a little bit of time, a day yesterday with my mother-in-law. And we spent the day on a train at an old train museum. So it was a half an hour ride out, a little time at the stop, and then a half an hour back. And as I was talking with friends, family, there was a lot of love there. And I was trying to explain that even though most all of them aren't at the understanding that we have been gifted, but they share love, and hopefully, our presence there can continue to expose them to the deeper sense of that love, which is the Trinitarian Theophany, so it was a really good lesson for some of those there. And it was a beautiful day. So thank you for that and your prayers and everything. We're going to continue with St. Catherine of Siena. We're going to finish up her treatise on prayer and begin the treatise on obedience, which is much shorter, as it should be, and we'll learn from that. We'll see what that entails. Anything else? Oh, tomorrow there will be no mass tomorrow morning. I plan tomorrow, first rising, no mass. The evening, I am not sure about at this point. More curved balls got thrown at me. For those of you who are into baseball, I was never good with curved balls or baseball. I was better at tennis. Anyway, we're going to be spending more time in Connecticut when we arrive at the airport with my other daughter, who's going to pick us up, and then somebody else is going to come and pick us up and bring us back home. So I'm really at the whim of others at this stage of the game. So I have no idea when I'm going to get home tomorrow. If it's too late, please say your rosaries, and we'll see you on Tuesday morning, regular time. No idea what's going on in the world out there. Hopefully it's nice and quiet. It's been pretty quiet here, which is good. So let us begin with our good daily rising prayers. In nomine Dei, matronam nostra, et emisum Christum, et in patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany and in Catholic contemplation, humbly venerate the Trinitarian Theophany. most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany, one divine family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Dea Matronam Nostrae. O Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven, and for the souls in purgatory. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good. And let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Dea Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. Okay, we're going to continue this last bit of St. Catherine of Siena praising and thanking the Trinitarian Theophany, and how it affects the Holy Catholic Church. Thou, O inestimable love, hast manifested this to me, giving me a sweet and bitter medicine, that I might wholly arise out of the infirmity of my ignorance and negligence, and have recourse to thee with anxious and solicitous desire, knowing thyself and thy goodness, and the offenses which are committed against thee by all sorts of people, so that I might shed a river of tears drawn from the knowledge of thy infinite goodness over my wretched self, and over those who are dead, in that they live miserably. Wherefore I do not wish, O eternal Father, ineffable fire of love, that my heart should ever grow weary, or my eyes fail through tears, in desiring thy honor and the salvation of souls. But I beg of thee, by thy grace, that they may be as two streams of water issuing from thee, the sea Pacific. Thanks to thee, O Father, for having granted me that which I asked thee, and that which I neither knew nor asked. For by thus giving me matter for grief, thou hast invited me to offer before thee sweet, loving, and yearning desires with humble and continual prayer. Now I beg of thee that thou wilt do mercy to the world and to the Holy Catholic Church. I pray thee to fulfill that which thou didst cause me to ask thee. Alas, what a wretched and sorrowful soul is mine, the cause of all these evils. Do not put off any longer thy merciful designs toward the world, but descend and fulfill the desire of thy servants. Ah me, thou causest them to cry in order to hear their voices. Thy truth told us to cry out and we should be answered, to knock and it would be opened to us, to beg and it would be given to us. O eternal Deum, Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, thy servants do cry out to thy mercy. Do thou then reply. I know well that mercy is thine own attribute, wherefore thou canst not destroy it or refuse it to him who asks for it. Thy servants knock at the door of thy truth, because in the truth of thy only begotten Son, Deum Iesum Christum, they know the ineffable love which thou hast for man. Wherefore the fire of thy love ought not and cannot refrain from opening to him who knocks with perseverance. Wherefore open, unlock, and break the hardened hearts of thy creatures, not for their sakes who do not knock, but on account of thy infinite goodness, and through love of thy servants who knock at thee for their sakes. Grant the prayer of those, eternal Father, who, as thou seest, stand at the door of thy truth and pray. For what do they pray? For with the blood of this door, thy truth, hast thou washed our iniquities and destroyed the stain of Adam's sin. The blood is ours, for thou hast made it our bath. Wherefore thou canst not deny it to any one who truly asks for it. Give then the fruit of thy blood to thy creatures. Place in the balance the price of the blood of thy Son, so that the infernal devils may not carry off thy lambs. Thou art the good shepherd who, to fulfill thy obedience, laid down his life for thy lambs, and made for us a bath of his blood. That blood is what thy hungry servants beg of thee at this door, begging thee through it to do mercy to the world, and to cause thy holy Catholic Church to bloom with the fragrant flowers of good and holy pastors and priests, who by their sweet odor shall extinguish the stench of the putrid flowers of sin. Thou hast said, eternal Father, that through the love which thou hast for thy rational creatures, and the prayers, and the many virtues and labors of thy servants, thou wouldst do mercy to the world, and reform the Catholic Church, and thus give us refreshment. Wherefore do not delay, but turn the eye of thy mercy toward us, for thou must first reply to us before we can cry out with the voice of thy mercy. Open the door of thy inestimable love, which thou hast given us through the door of thy word. I know indeed that thou openest before even we can knock, for it is with the affection of love which thou hast given to thy servants that they knock and cry to thee, seeking thy honor and the salvation of souls. Give them then the bread of life, that is to say, the fruit of the blood of thy only begotten Son, Deum Iesum Christum, which they ask of thee for the praise and glory of thy name and the salvation of souls. For more glory and praise will be thine in saving so many creatures than in leaving them obstinate in their hardness of heart. To thee, eternal Father, everything is possible, and even though thou hast created us without our own help, thou wilt not save us without it. I beg of thee to force their wills and dispose them to wish for that which they do not wish. And this I ask thee through thy infinite mercy. Thou hast created us from nothing. Now, therefore, that we are in existence, do mercy to us and remake the vessels which thou hast created to thy image and likeness. Recreate them to grace in thy mercy and the blood of thy sweet Son, Deum Iesum Christum. take a moment to contemplate that and think about how we should be doing the same, asking for mercy and help from the Trinitarian Theophany on how to be. Merciful Trinitarian Theophany, grant you pardon, absolution, and remission of your sins. Maintain me some Christmas off you, and by Satori, absolve you from every bond of excommunication, suspension, and interdict the extent of my power in your need. Finally, I absolve you from your sins. In nomine Deum, Matronum Nostrae, et in Jesum Christum, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Deum vobiscum et quoque apud te. Oremus. O God, the Trinitarian Theophany, grant the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hanc immaculatum hostium, quam ego indinius famulus tuus offeri tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro inimitabilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligencies meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, ser pro omnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis atque defunctis ut mihi et iris proficiedat salutem. Deum qui humanae substantia dignitatem mirabilite condidisse et mirabilis reformaste nobis, peruius atque ad divinem mysterium, eis divinitatis esse consortis qui militatis nostrae, fieri denotis is particips, Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum deprecantis clementiam, ut aspectu divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum adore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiam arate Deum Iesum Christum, et sacrifice sacrificium nostrum in aspectu tuo hodie, uplacia tibi Deum matronam nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Et sanctificat oblata prosequendo, et accepere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipe Sancta Trinitas hanc oblationem quam tibi afferimus a memoriam passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum. Et in honorem Deum matronam nostrae et Papa Peter Sanctorum et Istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut illis proficiat ad honorem nobis autem ad salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere dinenter in caelis, quorum amore magimus in teris pedi in nom Christum Deum nostrum. Orate ut meum equestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat per Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipia Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis, ad laudem et gloriam nominis sui, ad utilitatem quoque nostram tot iusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum ubiscum, quoque pote, sulsum corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te egito clementissimi Mater et Pater Deum Matram Nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum, Deum Nostrae, supplices rogamus et petimus, uti accepta habeas, et sanctificas haec sanctam sacrificium irribata. In primis quae tibi offerimus pro ecclesiam tuum sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare, custodire, honore, et regere dignitas tot orbe terrarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum tuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We pray for Katie, Gage, Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Mose, Mark Jr., Henry, Barbara, Benedict, and Robert Santa Croce, Casey, Mr. Nobody, Anne Bultink, the Cantu and Duarte families, Michaela McLarnon and family, Janelina Laurie Aaron and family, Maria and Aline Weber family, the Cahill, Kendrick, Dasco, Nye, Tafur, Began, Wolf, and Kane families and their intentions. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sedevacantis Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange with no usury. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this society, of this Catholic society, making it Catholic, and that they learn how to be leaders. We ask that all quote-unquote gay marriage be banned, all pornography in the OnlyFans platform be banned, and we ask for a reversal of this feminist masculine ideology and a return to godly femininity. All these things we ask in accordance with the Trinitarian Theophany's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fidis cognita est et nota devotio, pro quibus tibi efferimus, vel qui tibi offerant hoc sacrificium, laudis pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum, pro spe salutis et inculamitatis suae, tibique redunt vota sua, aeterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et memoriam venerantes, in primis gloriosae, semper Deum maternam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papa Sancti Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum, quorum meritis praecibusque, concedas ut in omnibus protectiones tuae muniam exidio pedi in nom Christum Deum nostrum. Quam oblationem de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibum, consecratum acceptabilem que feceri dignidis ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat didictis mi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretor recepit panem in sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, et derivatis oculis in caelum ante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum sum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens. Consecravit, fregit, didique luminis sui dicens accipite et mandocate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simili modo postquam ceremonia est, accipienser hunc praecarum caricem sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, consecrave dedique lumnis sui dicens accipite et vivite exe omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissione peccatorum. Haec quod est cum preficeritis in mei monem precietis. Unde et memores Deum nostro virtuis et plebis tua sancta iustum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beate passiones nec non et in fedis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosae ascensionis offerimus praeclarae maiestati tuae de tuis donis actatis, supra quae propitio ac sereno vultur respiциeri digneris. Supplices te ragamus Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum iube hec preferit manus tuum, ut quod exequataris participationis sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem simsenimus, omni sanctificatione caelesti et gratia Dei per amor pedinem Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. And we especially pray for Rhonda Romero, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum quiscentibus locum refugere lucis et pacis, ut indulgeste placamur pedendum Christum Deum nostrum. Per quem haec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea Matronam Nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum tecum, Dea Matronam Nostrae, Materam Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quaesimus Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata et gloriosa semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitiis pacem in diebus nostris. Ut ope misericordiae tuae aduiti et peccato simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per iendum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam, pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum et quoque apud te. Haec extio et consecratio corporis et sanguis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat accipientibus nobis in et salutem aeternam. pax tecum, et quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum matronam nostrae, quaprante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinem tuum abundibus indiquatetibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me tui semper in hadere mandatis, et et numquam separati per mitas, qui cum eo Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et reinam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indinius sumere praesimo non mihi proveniat, in judicium et condonationem, sed pro tua pietate, prosit mihi ad tutumentum metis corporis et ad medelam percipiendam, qui vivis et reinas cum Deum matronam nostrae, in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem calestem accipiem, et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Dea matronam nostrae non sunt dignius, ut intercedete meis in tante de queribus, nabatur anima mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignius, ut intercedete meis in tante de queribus, nabatur anima mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignius, ut intercedete meis in tante de queribus, nabatur anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum, pro omnibus quae retribuit mihi, calicem salutaris accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis meis abusero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuum. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet animam tuum. Quodore sumpsimus Deum Iesum Christum puramente capiam et septimune et temperae fit nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum quod sanguis compatave et hedibus cebribus meis presta, ut in me non remaniat scelum macula quem purat sancta reficerunt sacramenta. vobiscum, quoque apud te. Oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Trinitarian Theophany, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te, ite missa est. Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitamum sequim suetutis meae, et praesta ut sacrificium cor oculis tuae maestatis in nos autoritibus et acceptabile mique et omnibus, pro quibus idut autoliciti miserante propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnia potens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. That concludes today's Sunday Mass. Hello, those who I tricked with the time this morning. Thank you for finding your way here, and it's always available afterwards. Again, pray. Pray your Rosary 150. Contact me if you have any questions or you need help with anything. And please go and sanctify all those who meet. We'll see you late tomorrow night, and if not, then Tuesday morning. Keep posted, and take care.